Hello and welcome to the Moist Bois podcast. It's Talking Wet. I am Danny, also known as Moist Boy 1.
Moist Bois 2.
Good evening, Moist Bois 3.
Also known as
Yeah, we're doing it.
Michael, you sort of cut out in the middle there, so I'm just going to restate that your name is Michael. Hi guys, how are we?
Very well.
I'm fairly hungover today, if I'm going to be honest.
Oh no.
What time did you stop drinking last night then?
I don't think we did actually.
Yeah, it was quite
I
a
think
late
the
one.
drink stopped me.
Me and James
YouTube.
watching YouTube videos on Discord together. It was nice.
We're watching Macaulay Culkin's favourite film.
Yeah. I'm logging it in. I'm worried about you two. I'm going to have to stage an invention.
It's called The Bee Story.
Yes. What is that one called again? Oh,
$1 Million Baby.
Yeah, where Macaulay Culkin gets his neck broken at the end by a bee. You get stung to death by a wasp, Smitty. You must know that film.
Yeah. I feel like this is why we Googled it last night, because we couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't remember the movie, and then you said it was Macaulay Culkin. I was like, no way is that Macaulay Culkin. And then the next thing I knew, I woke up this morning.
You know, speaking of Macaulay Culkin, I saw a fact on the internet this week that Macaulay Culkin decided that he was sick of his middle name, so he did a poll of his audience to see what his middle name should be, and they said that it should be Macaulay Culkin, so he changed his name to Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, I saw this.
To Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
Macaulay Culkin, yeah.
So his full name is his middle name.
His full name is his real name, and his middle name is his name.
That's quite funny,
That's
actually.
how it is. So,
Rich people problems, eh?
yeah. You know, back in the day we used to do quite a lot of like silly little bets and stuff and have forfeits for things. And I also thought a really funny forfeit would be to change your middle name.
Yeah.
We never did anything with that.
That's a serious commitment, that was, isn't it?
Is
Like,
it?
that's an effort.
Well, that's how, also, because of them, that's how me and Danny now owe each other £1 million.
Yeah, and one day we'll cash in on each other's success.
Yeah.
If it ever comes.
Yeah,
I
wouldn't bank on it, but if that happens, it happens.
I can't remember why you owe me £1 million.
Because
I can't remember that bet.
when we went to Holland, when we lived in Holland, we got off a ferry somewhere, and we said something like it's 500 miles to where we're going. There was something along those lines, and I bet against
Was
it.
it?
Yeah, and I won £1 million off you because you bet that Donald Trump was going
I
to
know
be
I
dead
did, yeah.
in his first year of office. Silly
Oh.
bet.
Bold statement, that, James.
Same
Do you know that guy that went out there, that English guy that went out there to kill him? That was actually hired by James.
Yeah, James, I'm due £1 million, but I'll give you some of it.
I was going to say the worst thing is it cost us £1 million as well. Because I went, do it first, mate, I'll pay you after.
And you never see him after.
It was quite a clever plan, to be honest.
Perfect plan.
Where did you?
Pardon me, Michael?
Where did you pick him up, James? As a killer? Where did you find him?
Huddersfield.
Oh, nice.
I met him when I worked for Asda.
It's a hive of villains and scum, or whatever the saying Star Wars.
You dropped him off like 6 bottles of bleach, and you're like, this guy now is up.
So I dropped off his shopping normally, and I was like, "Oh, you all right? How's your day been?" He went, "Oh, well, it didn't go that well today because I didn't get him." I was like, "Oh, what you mean?" And he's like, "Oh, well, I'm a hitman." I was like, "Whoa, lad, give us your number. I'll need you someday."
I mean, you need one of them in your phone at least, don't you?
Yeah.
But,
So I've deleted his contact now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to erase all.
I'd have just thrown my phone away.
Yeah.
Well, that's it,
Also,
you,
wouldn't that
Straight in the ocean.
You love incriminating yourself on stream, James.
Yeah.
We'll catch up with you one day.
I'm innocent.
We'll
so here's the thing. Do you know when you So, an interesting thing happened to me. while I was being a criminal. But do you know if you're concerned about something and you can ring 101 and you can say like, "Hello, I'm concerned about this," and they take like a little statement off you and your name and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I've done that a few times when like I've seen. Let's think of some.
When you're leaving fake tips.
I once found a dog, and it
Alright.
was like covered in blood and that. So I rang for that. I once rang because I was walking home from work in Gatsby's, and there was some last mortal just walking up the middle of the road, trying to like jump in cars. So I rang them on that before. And there was another one where it was something similar to that. I can't remember what it was.
Was it
Anyway,
the guy in your garden?
the what? Sorry,
the person that fell asleep in your front garden.
Oh, it might have been that one. But anyway, there's been a few times I've done it. And then one time behind Independent, I was at the cash point in Blandford Street. Do you know the one? Can you remember when we used to go outside?
Sorry,
Nice. And I got cash out, and then I was like, "Yeah, I've got cash." I had a bottle, and I downed my bottle, and then I just slung it into like there's like the grass thing at the bottom of Blandford Street.
Yeah.
Where the phone boxes are. I slung it in there, and then I turned around, and there was 2 police officers, and I was like, "Oh no!" I was like, "Oh no, I'm really sorry, I didn't mean to do that." And anyway, they took my name and everything, and then like rang the station, whatever, to check my name and stuff. And then it was like, "Oh no, all good citizen, not a problem." And then they let us go.
Oh, so you think all your
So I
previous
think,
tip-offs?
I think they must like bank. That's why they must take your name and that. They like keep everything on record.
My counter argument to that is I assume that they only pick up people for stuff like that if they've already got a record.
So you're just saying because it didn't say like, "Oh, he's a murderer."
Yeah.
He's a previous bottle.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with just saying, "Oh, pick up your bottle and off you go." Speaking of like people falling asleep in your garden, though, it reminded me of a story from my life where one morning our neighbours knocked on our front door. And while walking home from town, absolutely mortal drunk, my brother had fallen into my neighbour's front garden and just slept there.
Sounds like him, to be fair.
What do people think about us, man?
I don't know.
Yeah. Have any of you remember one of our friends that's semi-German?
Yes.
I don't want to reveal his name. And he fell asleep under his parents' car in the driveway because he couldn't get in the house.
I guess we've done a lot of like desperate times, desperate measures.
I think we've all slept in your garage.
Yeah, everybody slept in my garage.
So Danny's garage, the door, like,
doesn't. No.
It's fixed now. It's fixed.
It absolutely isn't.
Right, Danny's garage door doesn't
works
really
perfectly well and locks perfectly, and there's nothing valuable in there.
He lives next to a park where we all used to hang out.
There's traps, booby traps, and cameras.
Easy money.
Jesus Christ, why don't you just tell him my address?
When we're all underage and drinking on streets, Danny's went on holiday with his family for like 2 weeks to Florida or Miami. And we basically all just moved into his garage and just sitting in his garage for like a week.
I wonder what the neighbours must have thought, because they knew, they must have known.
No, it was stealth.
Yeah, but there's not much. Yeah, I guess. That
was a good time. That was funny.
So obviously we've been doing the podcast for a while. We've done 5. Sorry, I'm moving straight past the advertisement to break into my garage. We've done 5 of these now, and I only just uploaded the last one to YouTube. We do have a YouTube channel, by the way, for anybody watching who is interested in that you probably watch it on YouTube. Why am I telling you about the channel? I've learned a lot about the name the Moist Bois recently.
What do you mean?
For example, did you know that we are one of 5 results when you search for the Moist Bois on YouTube? There's 4 other Moist Bois. There is already a Moist Bois podcast out there.
No way.
Yeah, that is filmed in VR. It's so much better than ours. It's in VR.
Wow. Nice.
I don't know about the content. I didn't watch it. It's probably shite. But it's in VR.
Yeah.
There's like Rainbow Six Siege teams. Everybody has more subs than us on YouTube who's called a Moist Boy.
But I thought we should have looked at this. I thought we were the OGs.
Yeah, I thought it was like quite an original concept, but I guess nothing's original anymore.
Who else is stupid enough to call themselves Moist Boys?
Yeah, because it's
Well-
not a good name. We did it as
Yeah,
a
but
joke.
there was that era, wasn't there, of like memes on Facebook and stuff, and it was like everyone hated the word moist.
Yes.
So I imagine around about that time, people capitalised on it, you know.
Does make sense.
And are they all spelled B-O-I-S?
Some of them are with a Y, but most of them are
Nice.
B-O-I-S.
They don't quite make the cut, do they?
Yeah.
The Y Boys.
But it is interesting to me that it is such a popular name.
We should do that thing where, see, like, there's a meme when some guy added all the people with the same name.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know,
on like a Facebook chat.
I still
We
get
should do that.
Facebook notifications. I shit myself the other day because people were doing that 30-day song challenge or whatever on Facebook.
Yeah.
And there was a post by Danny Fletcher listing a song. And I was like, oh, fuck, what have I done when I've been drunk? And it was just some guy with my name that somebody else had added on my behalf, I guess. 'Cause I wouldn't do that.
So you have another Danny Fletcher
I've got
on your
several.
Facebook.
Yeah, I think somebody's at some point got my phone and just added everybody called Danny Fletcher.
That's
Probably
quite
you,
funny.
Jim.
Yeah.
Probably.
To be fair, Dan, that sounds like a thing you would do, to be fair, Dan.
No, get away.
You would actually like gather loads of Danny Fletchers and try and start something.
That's not true.
Yeah.
What would I start?
I don't know. You
Not
weird.
much, to be fair, not much, but you would try.
Probably
So
just
when-
all have cry.
When we started the Danny Fletcher show, and we started the Facebook page for that, I got quite a lot of people named Danny Fletcher trying to add me off the back of that.
You what?
When we started the Danny Fletcher show, the YouTube channel that we had,
All right, yeah.
when we had a Facebook page for it, and it was fairly popular.
What, did you add loads of Danny Fletchers on that?
Loads of people started adding me and requesting to join the page.
Oh,
Called
right.
Danny Fletcher.
Oh, I get you. So you were trying to start something with loads of Danny Fletchers.
Well, yes, we're gonna
Mm.
hire this guy from Huddersfield, but he was
Oh, no,
already,
he's
Sorry.
No longer
he was already
available.
busy. He left us on a dial tone. No, if I was gonna hire a killer, I don't know where I'd go. Craigslist. What's Craigslist good for anymore?
I've never even like been on it at all. I don't know what the layout or anything is.
No.
It doesn't have a layout. It's just like black.
From what I've experienced in my own time on Craigslist, I've gone to Sunderland, and then it's all just been, do you want to work in porn? Do you want to buy porn? They're the two categories.
Nice.
No matter what
nice.
subcategory you go on, the first three options are always porn related.
Garden furniture. Porn.
Yeah.
I got it on Craigslist.
Or man seeking woman to film porn.
It's basically just Gumtree, isn't it?
More like
Porn.
Gumtree, am I
Mine-
right?
Minus the porn. Gumtree, oh my god.
So have you been doing anything?
No wonder the whole Danny Fletcher hive didn't work out.
No, they didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. Have you been doing anything this week to keep yourselves entertained? Anything special?
No.
No, nothing at all. Just
Been on a few
chill.
bike rides. That's about it actually. It's I don't know. No different, mate. Few
Have
bike
fun.
rides, few dog walks, few runs, nice food. Call of
That's,
Duty.
that's what I was about to say. The food. I've engaged on a carb-free week.
How's
You just said you haven't passed it. You've literally just said you're eating.
No,
pasta.
let's
Yeah,
finish.
it's
I was
the
about to say,
week.
and I've just rewarded myself with my spaghetti. So I had
Is that a-
spaghetti.
carb free 4 days, or did you start your week on a Sunday?
It's like a sort of mid-Saturday when I get my shopping. It's a weird one. It's like a week of my meal prep, so to speak. And I've been reading a lot more as well.
Oh, no problem, Deuces. Thanks for watching.
Man reads a lot.
Or listening, I guess. It's an audio format, isn't it? I
Yeah.
wish I could get into that mindset of reading. Because I think all the smartest people I know are avid readers. Yourself not included.
You say that, but I'm at the tippy top. Mine,
Yeah,
mine
you do have the highest IQ.
I
it's like,
don't read anything.
it shows me. It
I
shows.
know. I don't think I could read either, to be honest.
I think the issue with reading for me is that it's the same as a film. I won't even watch a movie unless I know that I'm gonna enjoy it. If that makes sense. I get scared of committing that amount of time to a film, so I'm not gonna read a book.
All you've got's time.
I
So
was gonna say.
that's very narrow-minded. Or
I know.
Have
And
you
it's
ever?
also the same issue that I can watch like 6 episodes of a TV show back to back, but I won't watch one movie.
Yeah, it's like the sitting down long game. Minutes. Have you ever started a movie and then you know it's going to be really bad, but then you just thought, oh well, I might as well just watch it.
Yeah.
That happened with me today.
We'll get to that later. But yeah, it's an odd sort of mindset, and I think the other thing is that I've been brought up on like sort of basic bitch books, like Harry Potter's and your Lord of the Ringses, which is a good book. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to start any fires, but it's a book that is very like in the common scope.
Yeah.
but at the same time, you're a young adult now, Dan. You've had plenty of years to realign this.
No, I know, but now that's what I'm saying. Now that popular influencers aren't telling me what books I should be reading, I don't know what I should be reading. Because I'm a sheep, Michael. At the end of the day, I'm a sheep.
Why don't you just Google like books for weirdos?
You can go on Amazon, you can select a different category, and it tells you top selling, top rated, bottom selling, or bookstore.
Here's the thing: if you were to read a book right now, if I was like, pick a book out of a bookshop. We're in Waterstones. Go and read a book. What you reading? What genre are you going for?
Mine probably wouldn't be a fiction book. I'd probably be something.
So you're going for the genre of non-fiction?
Yes.
Okay.
Just very weirdly.
Jesus Christ. Alright.
I don't know how bookshops work.
You're in Waterstones.
Yeah. I went upstairs in Waterstones.
It's for coffee first. For me, I don't really mind what genre of book it is. Movies to me, I don't really have a specific type of movie I'd like. It's just if it looks like it would be interesting or fun or whatever, that's not in.
So you're reading the book based on the cover, sort of guy, judging a book by the cover. Not
necessarily by the cover. Obviously, a lot of the ones in Waterstones or Amazon or wherever you're buying books these days, they have not just a blurb, they have like obviously additional information as well as whoever's recommended them as well. I'm reading one at the moment called Sapiens. And Bill Gates recommended it, and he's not doing bad for himself, is he?
Oh, he's a good lad, I've heard.
Yeah, I've heard that on the grapevine at least. So if he's into it,
I get that.
You read a lot from that SAS dude as well, don't you?
Yeah. Well, once again, it's because it's interesting and it's pretty lit.
Yeah.
And also the great stuff. Yeah.
I highly respect the grind, mate.
He's some boy, like.
Do you know if you wanted to get into reading?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where would you start? What would you do?
Well, at the minute, what I do currently, and I think is probably quite a sort of, if there are any kids listening to this, imagine, Jesus. I read a lot of comics. Like, that's just where I like to read. And it does give you, like, a basic... Well, it's the same. It's exactly what you expect from a story, but condensed, super condensed into, like, a 30-page issue or whatever.
Yeah, see, I think I'd probably last that long. My main problem is, like, I read about, 10 pages.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, well, I've read 10 pages. Can't remember any of it.
Well, that's exactly what I mean. I've got quite a short attention span for things. And if you can get me in, tell me a full story and get me out, I'm happy. Like, I've been reading The Boys this week. Because we're getting closer and closer to season 2. And I picked up The Boys after season 1 and started reading it. And I just sort of stopped at some point. I don't remember when and I don't remember why. But I thought, you know what, I'll go back. I'll pick that back up. It's sort of cringy, man. I can't get through it all. There's only about 100 issues, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It goes so far out of its way to offend people that it's just ridiculous.
It's a bit too edgy, isn't it?
Yeah, the TV show's done it so much better. And I know that obviously it's based on the source material and it wouldn't exist without the source material, but Christ, is that source material rough.
Yeah, I like the TV show, man. TV show's a good adaptation. Like, it was edgy, but the right amount of edge, you know?
I'm fully agreeing with that. And
Stories.
things like even Marvel comics have had a resurgence recently. There's a lot of people getting back into them. And things like Spider-Man, always going to be timeless. Best comic book character, best comic book stories. Don't we all agree, Michael?
I don't know. For my digestion of comics, I can't do it. Can't enjoy them.
Oh, that's fair enough.
I've bought a few. I've got a few. Because some of the Water ones as well, you know.
Yeah, I've got a couple.
And it's not that I don't like them, but if I want to read, like I want to read, you know what I mean? Like I don't mind reading them, but like I'd have like a comic, say if I was flight or somewhere where I know I'd digest all in time.
Yeah. Okay.
Where I like to have something a bit longer, you know.
But I think definitely for at least people that want to start reading, I'd definitely recommend that. And there's a lot of just really good young adult stories out there. Like Harry Potter's a young adult novel, and it's decent. It's not great.
Yeah, I suppose.
I think that's a lot of people's introduction to reading anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
think
quite intimidating, really, though, because it's like a actual full-on Wasai book, isn't it?
yeah, just because it's a comic, it can't be knocked as like a child thing. It's still pretty got some depth, despite how short it is in terms of a story and what have you. It's not just like, pictures and short words.
I hope it's not coming through on the microphone, but there are quite a lot of fireworks going on outside for V-Day.
Was there some? Oh, were you getting some outside distractions there then?
I was, yeah, sorry. But I think the thing with Harry Potter is the first 2-3 books are really short for what you consider a book to be. And like they look big, but the font inside them is fucking huge as well.
They're always some mad introduction stuff and that, don't they?
And by the time you get through them first 3 books, you're like, all right, yeah, I'm fairly invested in these guys now. So I'm not gonna be put off by the the fucking brick of a book that is the Order of the Phoenix.
Oh yeah, I've got that at my parents. It's absolutely huge.
It's honestly the first time I saw it, I thought J.K. Rowling was taking the piss.
It's mental. It's out there.
But there are a lot of books along those genres and them lines. Young adult fiction was great. I used to read a lot of Darren Shan as well back in the day. He does like vampire stories.
Yeah.
There was also a movie based on his books.
I think someone's having a fight outside my house, you know, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no, that's what I think.
Yeah, someone's fighting
know if it was
outside.
Dan. Really bizarre. Because when Dan said he was hearing stuff outside, I didn't know if that was his stuff coming through my earphones or the actual fight outside.
Yeah.
As long as your houses don't burn down, boys, we'll be fine.
It's just some lad screaming at a lad, I think.
Yeah, no, that's what I heard. Yeah, some sort of mess.
So, not to detract from, not to derail our perfectly natural conversation or anything, but we do need a clickbaity title for YouTube. So,
Well,
Elon Musk has named his kid something fucking dumb.
Yeah,
A12.
Pardon me?
A12.
AXE12. AEX
EEX A12.
A12. Is
like
that,
why though?
do you remember when David Beckham named his kid Harper 7?
That's
And
what I was
the
about
world
to
went
say.
fucking nuts.
So, if
Yeah.
you're a celebrity, is it okay just to call your kids whatever you bloody want?
Well, it's funny that you brought that up, James, because right here I've got a list.
So,
Seamless. of
Ones that I'll allow when they call them like Peaches
Well,
Geldof.
how about this? We'll go through this
Yeah.
list. I'll do some names. I'll name drop some
Yeah.
celebrities because they're all YouTube tags, my boy. And then you can tell me after each one, is that too far, or is it fine? Would you call your kid that? I'm gonna try and find some relevant. Sorry. Okay. First one: Cameron Diaz and Benji Madden. Don't know who Benji Madden is, but Cameron Diaz is quite popular. They named their child Radix.
Radix. Like Horlicks.
Like RADDIX.
IX.
Yeah. I quite like
Radix.
that. Because
I don't mind
people
it.
call you Rad for short.
That's pretty rad, man. Yeah, I don't mind that one. I'll allow
I
that.
do mind that. I mind that in a major way.
If you could
Yeah.
change your name from Michael to Rad, you would. You really would. You
No,
can't tell me
absolutely
that you wouldn't. Rad
I absolutely-
Smiles.
Radix.
That's a banger, that. And then we change your name. We get the audience to vote on your middle name. So you'd be Rad Michael Smiles.
That's a really
Alright.
bad.
I'm down for it. I like it.
I'm up for that one.
The main thing is the thought process of like, do you know, people might have like a Bradley or a Dean. Then, hey, husband, what about Radix though?
Yeah, but it's pretty good.
I bet they called him Little Raddy.
It's like, it's bang on where I want to be. Alright, this one's a weird one. You know Sophie Alex Baxter
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Richard Jones had a child. And this is only weird to me because it's on the list. They called it Mickey Jones. What's wrong with that? Why is that weird?
That's like a full name, won't it?
Mickey Jones? No, in fact, no, just Mickey Jones.
Oh, that's alright. I thought you were looking at like Jones as its first name.
Why is this
Is
unusual
it a girl?
baby names? No, it's a boy.
It's fine. That's
Right.
perfectly okay. That's
Glad
Nah,
a-
Danny, actually. Danny, I don't like that first name, actually.
It is a
Mickey.
shit first name. I would
Yeah.
change it. I would have called him Rad.
That's probably why it's on the list.
How weird is that? I don't like that. Glamour magazine. That's your fault.
I think there's clutch naturals there, aren't there?
Alright. This might have been a bad idea because none of these are that weird.
Did you not read them?
Of course I didn't. I wanted to
Did
be
you know
surprised.
further research?
Alright, here's one for you. Hilary Duff. Everybody's favourite Lizzie McGuire. She named her child Banks Violet Bear.
Banks.
Violet Bear.
Bear.
No,
Oh, air.
A-I-R. Bear.
B-A-I-R. Yeah. Yeah.
Bear.
Banks
It's an awful
Bear.
thing.
I don't mind that. I'm happy with
They're
that.
doing too much. They're doing too much is the issue.
I'll be
Nah.
honest. I expected lots of dodgy names on this list. These aren't that bad.
Thing is, though, they're not even names. Like Radix, that could be a name.
I feel like I
But-
let you down with this section, I'll be honest. What about
Honestly,
Kylie Jenner's child?
A weird one.
Kylie Jenner's got a child called Stormy.
Perfectly fine.
For
I
me,
don't think I like it.
It reminds me a bit too much of the porn star Stormy Daniels.
That's a you problem.
Like, you're not going to get a normal kid go through school, are you? And it's called Storm. Like, that's what I mean by celebrities. If just your
Right,
average Joe
right.
family calls the child Storm, people are going to be like, weird.
Mm.
Because KJ's done it, it's like, oh yeah, like, that's cool, that's fine.
Right, here, speaking of
heard
being
of
bullied in
KJ?
school,
Yeah.
Julia Stiles and Preston J. Cook named their child Strummer. How'd you get through school with a name like that?
They're
Strummer.
ruining these kids' lives. They're doing too much.
But I sort of like that. It's putting them against the odds, isn't it?
No, it's like,
Kids not going for an easy up.
No, when 18 hits, their names are getting changed. Like,
and it's not as if they're going to the school we went to. Well, get bullied for having a name like that, will they? You know what I mean?
I guess you're right. Yeah.
did anyone have weird names in our school?
I can't think. Of
One of them had a sister named Z13.
Nah.
What?
Can you remember that?
Was that R2?
It was someone who had the same first name as me, but the surname was different. In our year, he had a little sister called Z13.
I don't remember
I
that.
think I remember who you're talking about. I'll ask more in-depth questions after the stream.
There'll be other people on stream as well.
Interesting. I guess if somebody just looks for X13, they'll probably find that person.
On Facebook.
Probably outed them, Mickey. That's not on. No, this is a bust. But what do we think of Elon's child? Elon and what's her name?
Grimes.
Grimes.
I think there's something going on. I think it's like some sort of code that he knows. You know what I mean? Like where all that, but he knows. You know what I mean?
I have read up on this, and because obviously Grimes, she's a funny person as well.
Yeah.
And she like broke down the name, or someone's randomly broke down the name and explained it, and apparently it's called like Archangel. That's what its name is.
Alright, that's
I
fine.
saw someone said it.
That's absolutely fine. But
Right, that's what everything stands for.
there's nothing that I prefer more in life than when somebody releases something or does something like this, for example, and then somebody in the internet goes, "Well, I know what that means." Exactly what that means.
I've cracked this code.
It's like all of the. I know we do a movie segment at the end of our podcast, but it never goes any further than just going like, "Oh, I like that movie."
Yeah.
But when you watch like some of these people on YouTube who like review movies and look for the inner meanings of movies and stuff,
Yeah.
it's fucking ridiculous, man.
Radix will be not behind Radix. It's just Radix, isn't it?
Radix will be stirring shit up left,
He
right,
can't
and
help
centre. Like.
himself.
This one,
That's how he was born. He was born with a
We're
pair of
all-
sunglasses.
isn't it? No, he's not a beach boy. With this one, Elon Musk, we're all like laughing, saying, "What weirdo." He'll be like sitting in his house every night, like strolling through Twitter, because that's the type of guy he is.
Well,
Maybe-
that or hentai.
Yeah, this is it. And he'll be going through it all and be like, "I know something you don't." And I think that's exactly what he's doing.
How hard
he
do
used-
you think it is to get Elon Musk as a guest? If Joe Rogan can do it,
Oh, well, who's Joe Rogan at the end of the day, you know what I mean?
oh man, tune in next week
Yeah,
for talking about Elon Musk.
Special guest.
No, I'm not sure if I like Elon Musk. I know that might be
I
a
don't-
controversial opinion.
I don't know enough
Look at
about
me.
the dude.
I love him, mate.
I've never really got involved with him.
I like
probably
the fact.
the best podcaster.
I like the fact that he's pretty like pro future and everything. Gotta love all that. But he's got some odd views on some odd things that I don't know enough about to comment on.
Yeah, but don't we all?
I guess you're right. Do you think Elon was brought up on sci-fi, or do you think he's never heard of the concept of science fiction, and he thinks he's invented sci-fi?
I don't know. There's something weird about him. Like, he could be a lizard, so I don't know what's going on in his head.
Where did he come
Nothing.
from? Has he always been an inventor?
He was hatched from an egg in an incubation station.
I
Just
think
outside of me.
one of my favorite internet photography is the one where Elon Musk's bald, and then a couple of years later he's got a full head of hair.
Yeah.
Oh, God bless him, man. God bless him.
Honestly, like, I was watching. Do you know Marquise Brown, the YouTuber who does tech and all of that?
Do you mean Marcus Brownlee?
Jesus.
Oh, yeah, that's hot.
Stop it. So, he
Oh,
did.
I wanna marry one. I want Fortnite and Marcus Brownlee.
So he went to visit Elon Musk at Tesla. Like,
Right.
he just seems like a normal dude, but he can't be. He knows too much to be a normal dude.
Yeah.
And like, he's got robots that are just mincing about the place.
He's
I'm sorry.
always reminded me of, like, Data from Star Trek and the synths from, like, Alien.
Yeah.
Where they're sort of human, but you can see them, like, behind
It's
the
like
eyes.
the
You
dead
can see
behind the
that
eyes,
they're,
yeah.
like, calculating.
Yeah.
Him
It's like
and...
Michael Fassbender from Themabob.
Yeah, I guess.
The alien movie that you just mentioned.
Him and Mark Zuckerberg have always came off like that to me.
Oh, Mark Zuckerberg's the worst. Remember that when he was getting grilled that one time about data, and he had a
God.
water, but he essentially didn't even sip anything. He licked his lips. What's that about? So if you wanted to drink it,
I get it, because I felt a bit sorry for him at that point in time, because he was getting grilled by what is essentially the Galactic Senate.
They were wrong when they were grilling them. Like, a lot of them were out of the one.
Didn't know what they were talking about. He was trying his best, and he's a nerd. He likes to sit in dark rooms.
He was trying not to be condescending as well. Like, there was a question where I was like, "Can you tell us what hotel you were staying in yesterday, or like tonight?" That sort of thing. He's like, "No, I'm not going to tell you." He's like, "Well, why is he telling everyone?" And he's like, "That's not how it works." Like, you could see, like, he didn't want to say that.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with him and his business.
Yeah, well, I think when I started to realise it was all dodgy was when I saw, like, I think he himself uploaded, like, an office tour when going live on Facebook was first a thing. And his old laptop had, like, sellotape over all the webcams and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, if, But then again, who's looking after me? Who's on
It wasn't sellotape already, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I always think about this though. Everybody that I ever hear kicking off about things like privacy are the most bland fucking people in the world who share them quizzes where they like give out all their fucking security questions. So who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Like nobody's fucking Linda down the street. Nobody's watching you with webcam, love.
Nah, that's what I think about that. Like,
you're 20 years past it.
Yeah. Maybe, do it is just 2000, Karen. Oh, unreal. 2020, Karen.
Man,
You know what I mean?
might as well be a bag of fucking potatoes.
But I was on TikTok, the new thing.
Yeah.
There's this
Is
one.
that the one with "Hey, don't miss"? I bet you never miss, huh?
It's literally never on there ever. So on my like For You page, there's this one where it's like how to get rich during quarantine, lockdown, that sort of thing. It's like all of these websites around the world take the data and sell them to companies to manipulate ads, this, that, and the other. And obviously they make money on getting them ads and send them on. Absolutely, that's just what websites do. And he's like, you can give your rights to a company and they pay you for your sort of privacy and information. Get rich, this, that, and the other. So I got clickbaited in, obviously. Had a look on the website. You can make up to $12 a month for giving your data away. Like, who wants to do that for the sake of $12?
Honestly,
John.
What, you just give away your name and address and whatnot?
So whenever you go on websites, it's log with them and stuff, yeah, like all your browser information. So then your data.
I don't mind targeted ads, and I know that I'm gonna get a lot of people disagreeing with that. But a lot of the times, it's things that I think, yeah, I'd buy that. Apart from them dodgywish.com Facebook ads. Where
There's no
shade of dildo under the sun.
It's just Wish. All of the dark web stuff that you could buy.
Do you want a swing that you can't really use because it's a sex swing?
Well, I sent a picture of weights in our group chat not too long ago, but it was like superimposed onto.
And wrong.
Yeah,
And the legs
you know
were
what I
just
mean?
the wrong way.
Yeah, it's like the
It
dragged it out and put a bar in. I was like, what?
was like an illusion.
Yeah, and I've seen loads of people buy stuff, And when it comes, it's like the wrong thing. Like, we'll buy an iPhone, it'll come with just like an iPhone box. Or
Well, there's a dude calling YouTube. I think he's called Itchy Boy actually, and he does it. He does everything with Wish, and a lot of times he's in partnership with them as well. And some things he gets are really good, and then some things are just absolutely crap.
Yeah,
But he basically just constantly reviews Wish stuff.
Exceptionally fucking dodgy to me. Everybody that I've ever seen review Wish things is normally sponsored in some way by Wish to do that video, and it's just so weird. Even though they do get some really bad stuff, they get enough stuff that's good to make trick people who are watching into going, oh, actually, yeah, I don't mind waiting 6 weeks for shipping.
Well, it's got express shipping as well, Wish. So if there's a little picture of a lorry next to the products, it literally comes like a couple of days.
I've never used the website.
I think James has been sucked into the Wish hole.
He has.
I just got stuck
Also,
watching their vids. Like,
if you're out there, Wish, I'll do a shitty product review for you.
Do you know what? Actually, speaking about product reviews, there's a shoe reviewer on YouTube. And that's not something I've ever watched. But like, he gets a pair of shoes, opens them, and it's like top down camera, side on camera, so you get a full unboxing experience.
Right.
And I've just watching The World According to Jeff Goldblum on Disney Plus, and he's done one about shoes, and he was on it with him. And like, then I went on YouTube to view that YouTuber, and like, there's millions of people watching him unbox shoes. What's that about?
Is it the sneaker guy?
Well,
He's called like the sneaker kid or something.
No, he was like a middle-aged man. He wasn't a kid.
People who like shoes to that degree freak me the fuck out.
Yeah, I like shoes. I think everyone likes shoes.
Yeah, Dan, you're the weird one in this scenario.
Yeah, and you don't like shoes.
Two
that's
pairs
not
of
bad.
shoes.
You have one
two
pair of
pairs of shoes.
Well, you have two now.
A pair to work in and a pair to wear.
But you don't wear.
Exactly.
You'll just never get it. I just don't get you that.
What are you going to wear if you go walking up a hill?
My out shoes. My going out shoes.
Do you remember when we went skiing, James, and he wore a parka and his skinny jeans?
Oh man, that was the one. And then he was sick against a tree and then went up.
He was getting angry and frustrated at himself. Like, what else did you expect?
Yeah, I've never skied before. Am I meant to know how to ski? Alright. Zulfa, hi. I've never heard anybody hate the name publicly of the Moist Boys. What about you boys? Has anybody ever came in and said that they don't like
the individual word moist? I've heard people have mixed reviews on.
It's definitely
I've never.
I don't like the word moist. But
Yeah, I've never heard anyone go. Oh.
I feel like people I talk to don't even understand. Like, oh, the police have turned up for the fight.
Do you want to do
The
last
segment?
This? I don't know. Is it too early? We've done 42 minutes. Probably
No,
spent 20 minutes talking about this. Alright, so and then we'll do the push for a little bit. So we do a movie segment. This week's movie was picked by Michael. Would you like to introduce the movie?
So it was True Romance, and it's something I've watched a long time ago. Actually, I'd say the first time I watched it was about 4 years ago, and it's hard to describe. But it was written by Quentin Tarantino, which explains a lot.
I watched the first intro to this, the first segment where he's in the cafe talking to the woman.
Yeah.
First of all, should have 100% accepted Christian Slater's offer. He was so much hotter than she was. But I came out of that and I was like, what fucking Quentin Tarantino wannabe wrote this scene? Bob Dylan was written by Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah. So essentially, it's about a young. Well, he's not young, is he? He's just a gentleman. Yeah, he's living in Detroit, has a pretty stagnant life, and then his boss essentially gets him a whore, and then they fall in love after one night.
Yeah.
And it goes from there. But
then Bonnie and Clyde, some bitches.
At first, I'll be honest, the first, after the intro, I loved the opening credits. I'll say that much. The fucking song that plays during them.
Yeah, it's so happy, isn't it?
It keeps on coming back to the film at the worst time.
Yeah, it's the best.
But,
the best.
What are you talking about, the steel pans?
Yeah, it's so nice.
Yeah.
But I wrote a couple of notes, obviously, because why would you make a movie without making notes about it?
I think
I have
the
one more
first,
that stuck out to me
the
as well.
first note we'll have to address is Gary Oldman.
Oh no! The first note comes in the opening credits. This was produced by Harvey Weinstein.
I mean, I didn't want to bring that up to you. You did it, haven't you?
No, my first actual note was I thought you'd tricked us into watching some sort of softcore porn film.
No, it is very shot and vibe, isn't it? It is very shot and vibe.
I instantly saw Christian Slater's ass.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I wasn't ready for it.
That was it though. Overall, it was just kind of like a tease.
I thought that was going to be the whole film though. Just his bursting white ass.
Like the green room or whatever, the room or whatever.
Like the room. I thought it was the room.
Overall, it's meant to be like one of them classics, I think, isn't it? Like I've heard a lot of people when I've been talking about
it,
saying,
when it was released,
my favorite film, or it's this person's favorite film, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But I don't really think it has that like classic film vibe. Like I'm probably never going to watch that again in my life.
I really thought I was going to hate this film, and then I couldn't stop. The second Samuel L. Jackson walks in, for the 5 seconds that he's in the film, and there's like 2 lines are "I eat the puss, I eat the butt."
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Eat the butt, eat everything. You eat the cock, and then he's.
Honestly, man, Gary Oldman was amazing. I absolutely loved Gary Oldman with dreadlocks.
The worst thing about this different movie, I watched straight after, just because I had nothing else to do. I watched The Book of Eli, and he's in that, isn't he? And I was like,
hey, he's not blind.
Different story. But yeah, it's just bizarre, isn't it? Like, why is he in that? You know who he reminds us of? He reminds us of the baddie in the first Zoolander. Well, I love the dance off. Remember that guy in DJ?
Yeah.
With
He
the dodgy eye.
reminds me of, Gary Oldman is in this film. But he reminds me of, Bad Boys 2, where they go to the place with all the rastas, and they're like shooting through the walls at each other.
Yeah.
Like, I am the devil. I come for you.
Yeah, he's like swinging the light at him and stuff, isn't he?
Yeah, honestly, the acting in this was fucking.
What?
Christopher Walken, right?
Yeah.
In that one scene that he's again, this film felt very much like all of Quentin Tarantino's mates were available for like a week.
Like he definitely pulled some strings.
They just popped in, and then that was it. Like Gary Oldman was in it. He was in it for about 10 minutes of the film. And then suddenly you're introduced to the big bad guy, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. This is going to be it. Christopher Walken's going to be in the whole thing. But he's in for one scene, and then his goons are like working on the rest of it.
His wops.
That's... So that I've got one note here, Vicky, that I think you need to address.
Yeah.
And it's, who is this white guy? And then next to it, I've just got the words "bada bing, bada boom," because the guy that's his friend, who's the actor.
Yeah.
For some reason, I can see him in my head just going "bada bing, bada boom."
He's in Prison Break.
No, he's not, man.
Yes, he is.
I think he was.
He's the cop in Prison Break.
He's definitely in something.
He's not, man. He's pretty famous.
He's the FBI agent in Prison Break.
He's not, man. It's Michael Rappaport.
Michael Rappaport.
The one that you're thinking about, he's the one that's in that one with Nicolas Cage,
No, not Joe Pesci.
I think he does like podcasts and other stuff like that now.
Yeah,
doesn't
he looks like he goes bada bing, bada boom.
No, it's his accent, isn't it? It's his accent.
He's like very New York. Oh, he's in Friends.
Yeah.
He's the cop in Friends. He's Phoebe's boyfriend. Who shoots the bird.
He's been in a few movies. He does like news and podcasts and stuff now. Yeah, like the general overall feel of the film was just lit. Like the soundtrack was very good. Like throughout it all, like it was always relevant. It was like scored very well, and then still pounds.
Do you want to hear my film critic review? My one line of my film critic review. I loved
Hey man, first of all, he was in Prison Break, idiot.
I loved the juxtaposition between the score and the ultra-violence going on.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I also loved the juxtaposition of the sexiness and the ultra-violence going on, because I had so many confused times of being very attracted to people that I shouldn't be. Like James Gandolfini, I was rock hard.
No, you gotta be, haven't you? Why wouldn't you be?
No, but that scene in the middle where Christopher Walken is in the film, that was some of the best acting I've seen in a long time between them two.
Yeah, that was.
It's just intense as well, isn't it? If you know what I
mean. The like, especially the dad. I don't know who he is. I'm assuming he's also a famous actor, but he plays it so well, going from like this like scared liar to just being in control of the scene and accepting that he's not making it out. It was it wasn't really just awesome to see.
And
there was a lot of laughter, wasn't there? Like,
had everything.
Constantly, everyone was just laughing.
Had it all, mate.
So the one thing
we'll watch that in the push. That was awful. Thank you.
The one thing that I thought was very strange was, when they like said goodbye to his dad before they went away.
Yeah.
That kiss.
Yeah. Well,
that was weird.
It became very evident very quickly that these two were clearly mentally challenged people.
It was like, I'm going to neck on with your daughter in a bit.
Like, it was just a story of two absolute nuts.
Yeah.
Well, after about 10 minutes in, and he's essentially just obviously had some relations with her, and she's like, I'm a cold girl, I love you.
But everything was just a bit off about every character in this. Like, were real people.
Yeah, no, like I think
Brad Pitt was pretty real.
Yeah.
Well,
every character in it, I think, were like exaggerated.
Yeah, to be the extremes of what they would be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brad Pitt though. Young Brad Pitt though.
That's another note. Brad Pitt is hot. It's impossible to make Brad Pitt not hot.
I didn't really get along with his weird beard thing.
No, but like the close-ups of his face, just spot on.
And the rest of the cast knew at the time, like that's
the Pitt. He's gonna marry Angelina Jolie and then have a horrible divorce.
Yeah, remember when he won an award? It wasn't the Oscar. It was some other one for Best Supporting Actor. And he's like, I'm going to add this to my Tinder profile. What a lad.
He's class, man. I absolutely.
He's living life like.
Also, this is an actual question about this film. So Christian Slater spends half the film, or the latter half of the film, in his t-shirt, shirt, and sunglasses.
Yeah.
Was that the direct inspiration for Ace Ventura?
I'd like to think so, because it's the same vibe.
The exact same costume, right? I'm not going nuts.
No. But I don't know if that's just from that era, to be fair. Yeah.
Why did he keep talking to like dead Elvis?
That came out of nowhere, didn't it? It's just he shags this prostitute, goes to the bathroom, and suddenly just Elvis is there.
Yeah, and then he talks to him again.
It's because the talking about Elvis at the beginning, isn't it? He's just mental.
Yeah, again though, that was the most Tarantino dialogue of all time. That starting bit, so bloody annoying.
Yeah. Oh, there's that.
They're coming.
I know. It's the fight.
But
it's a 5-0.
I've only really got two other notes, and one of them is that Kurt Russell? It wasn't.
It wasn't Kurt Russell, no.
But you know the two bodyguards at the end.
Yeah.
I thought the first one was Kurt Russell.
No, you didn't.
He opens the door. He looked just like Kurt Russell.
Close cigar, mate. Close but no cigar.
And then the last note is that escalated quickly.
Oh yeah.
Because again, spoilers now, I guess.
What, do you mean just the end film, or do you mean the whole film?
The end of it, just the end of it.
Well, that's just Tarantino, isn't
it?
Mm-hmm. Something. I wonder why he didn't want to do it himself, neither.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Too busy, mate.
No, well, he only just Pulp Fiction before this, so he was still relatively new.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's why, though. Maybe he wrote it and they
I think
didn't
he-
trust him. It might have been
Pulp
too
Fiction.
big of a budget.
Well, I was reading- I think he wrote it before Pulp Fiction. He's had the script for a bit of a time. Was what I was. Well, at least the story.
Maybe he wasn't quite sure.
Yeah. Anyway, it ends with a massive shootout between all of the characters. And our two main characters, somehow, one of them gets shot in the head and they all get away fine, the two of them.
Yeah. Yeah, she just pops off a cop.
She does. And not in the Goal Girl sense.
Just randomly. Oh, bam, 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 bam. But I guess that was Killing All Survivors, wasn't it?
Zulfa thinks that Ace Ventura inspired this. Which I don't think it works in the timeline, but I like it. I believe it.
That
would have been a good film, wouldn't it?
If you were to rate it out of 10, Danny, what would you rate it?
Genuinely, I went in hating it. The first bit I absolutely hated up until they got married. And then from there it was just foot on the gas, didn't stop. And honestly, I'd probably, for performances alone, I'd give it like a 9. But I think overall it's probably an 8 out of 10.
What about you, James?
I mean, it was alright. I'm glad I watched it. I wouldn't watch it again, though. It was just a bit, like, almost too much.
And I think that's, to a degree, why it's a bit of a cult classic, is how it's referred. I think there's a lot of to it.
Yeah.
Like, I think if you rewatch it and pay more attention to more things, probably, you know what I mean? But that's it.
It's me half sister's favourite film.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
so they're getting
and they've got the wedding rings.
Oh yes, yeah.
Horseshoe wedding ring. So they actually rated as the favourite film ever. And their wedding was based on that, all that kind of vibe.
And see why that could become somebody's favourite film very easily. But for me, it's very just like every other Tarantino film. I'll watch it a couple of times, won't go back for a couple of years, and then I'll watch it again.
Yeah,
very much like it. Very much like it.
I would highly recommend it to anybody watching. That's True Romance, and that was our lovely Moist Bois review.
Overall, yeah, out of 10.
Yes,
What
overall,
on it?
yeah, 10. So next week we're gonna watch James's choice of film.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you have a film?
I agree.
Sure.
Tarantino was weird but good.
Weird, to be fair.
I was giving something else a little thought. I would also like to watch Taxi Driver
Okay,
because
Yeah.
I've never seen it. However,
don't make me watch.
I was
this.
also going to talk about a film called, which I think it is the one. Have you seen Actor Valor?
Remember, these don't necessarily have to be good movies every week.
Oh no, so and there
Just
wasn't.
in
What
case.
was the other film I was thinking that wasn't meant to be good?
But Dog 2.
Vin Diesel one.
I'll see if I can think about it. But Actor Valor is meant to be, all the actors in it are actually real ex-SES people. So it's like a war film. It's like an SES special team, but none of them are actors. They're actually
Right.
SES people. So I thought that would be interesting to watch because then we talk about just because the action was good and correct, does that make them good to watch?
I'll be honest, war films are my apologies. War films are by far my least favourite of any genre of
It's
movie.
not really war. It's just
I mean, again, it's your choice.
Yeah.
So.
But there was another film as well that was really bad that I was thinking about watching. I can't remember what that was called.
Was it In the Name of the King?
I'd thought of it today as I was watching True Romance. That's how I think.
Wait a minute, don't stand
So,
my name.
Zulfa, especially since you're here and active. Oh, you're looking at me? Yeah, very good.
You talking to me?
What we do here is we try and watch these on Discord, on our Discord. Stream them in a voice channel so that we can watch it along with people at home. So if you're not already part of that, feel free. to join.
Join the Discord.
So James, come on. What is next week's film?
Let's watch Taxi Driver.
Taxi Driver it is.
I hear you. I'll do
In
it.
that case, that is Taught and Wet, episode 5. All done. Ryan G wants to watch Collateral. It is not
With Tom Cruise.
I do love Collateral though. I might watch that after, back to back. Alright. No, thank you so much everybody for watching and listening. If you are on the YouTube, feel free to subscribe and leave a comment about your favourite parts of True Romance.
Yeah.
Other than that, thank you and
peace out. Thank you. See you next.
Very much.
bye.